My name is Amy Casamano. I'm the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs in the College of Nursing. And first, we would like to say thank you for choosing Creighton. We know you had a lot of wonderful options to choose from colleges and universities, so we're very blessed, happy that you chose us. We take that decision, Mom and Dads, very seriously. We will love your children and take care of them while they're here. We're excited to work with them. We have a wonderful group of incoming freshmen, very smart, very active in high school, a great group of freshmen. We're excited to work with you. Those of you that don't know me, I recognize many of you because I've met with you personally or admitted student days or sometime throughout the year. But if you don't know me, I am one of the freshman advisors also. We have 8 freshman advisors in the College of Nursing. We have several of them over here that you'll meet in a few minutes. Who knows who their academic advisor is already? Students, you raise your hand high. So most of you do, some of you might not, but we know who your advisor is. So when we do introductions, which we're going to do in just a few minutes, while you're introducing yourself, we'll make sure you know who your advisor is. Not all the advisors are here today. Some of them work on 9-month contracts, so they're not here during the summer. Some of them do work on 9-month contracts and still are here during the summer. Thank you very much to those of you. So if your advisor isn't physically here, you'll meet with one of the others, and we'll help you with course registration and planning and all of that. Okay, so we have heard from you. Let's go ahead and have the advisors that are here come up and do a brief introduction, who you are, what you teach in the College of Nursing, something fun you're going to do this summer. We're going to keep the theme going. Okay, so we're going to keep it. Yep, just a little.
My name is Sue Selby, and I'm from Omaha. I teach in Health and Lifestyle Management, which is the program here. I teach RSP, I also teach lesson line, but I love kids because mine are all over the country. And this summer, my husband and I are going to Quebec City. We've never been.
So what is your role in the College
My
of Nursing?
role, my role in the College of Nursing is I'm the Academic Success Coordinator. So you think I'd be able to know what I'm doing? Sometimes I wonder. No, but we have great success with our students, and it's not because of me, but it's because of all these people here. But I work hand in hand with students and faculty to improve learning.
Hello, I'm Sarah Bonshaw, and I'm a native Omahan. I've worked here at Creighton for 7 years. I'm a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner at our Porto Clinic, which is a Creighton College of Nursing nurse practitioner-run clinic in Northeast Omaha, as well as I teach psychiatric mental health in undergrad and in the MD program that we have here. And one of my favorite thing that I do here is RSP advisor. So I'm looking forward to working with all of you. And this summer, I'm actually a dance and soccer mom, so usually my vacations surround what they're going to do for national. So we're going to go to Disney for at Orlando this summer. So we'll be doing that. So.
I'm Pat Nelson, and I teach in a traditional program in the fall, usually, so I'm RSP, I'll have some of you. And sometimes I teach sophomores, but my favorite thing is the junior year when I'm in the clinical area with students. My current specialty is gerontology. I'm a grandmother with 11 grandchildren who are the light of my life, and I spend a lot of my summer at baseball, softball. We just had dance recital last night. And I will be going to Florida to have 5 of my sisters will be meeting here. We have a good time. We try to get together every other year at least. So welcome aboard.
I'm Christine Russell, originally from Tucson, Arizona. I came here to actually go to Creighton as a freshman in the nursing program, and I somehow never made it back to Arizona. Omaha just kind of sucked me in, and I stayed here. So now I teach here at Creighton for the past 2.5 years. I teach primarily juniors, sophomores, and now I'm an RSP advisor. And then I also teach in the summer in the accelerated nursing program. And for fun, I plan to spend as much time outside enjoying the College World Series, going hiking, which is like the closest thing to hiking in Iowa. And then I'll also go to Estes Park, Colorado to join my family there. I have family all over the world in Slovakia and Germany and California. So we're going to have a little reunion in Estes Park, but that's my summer. And I have a dog. His name is Wrigley for all the Chicago Cubs fans.
Let's see, my name is Kat Hirsch. I was born in Flint, Michigan, but moved here when I was about this tall, so I'm from here, I'll say. I teach generally junior level, but now I'm doing the RSP. I teach in like your first clinical, your second clinical, your third clinical, and senior. I'm kind of all over the place. I teach med-surg and geriatrics also. Let's see. I don't really have any plans for the summer. I have a 15-year-old who plays club basketball, so I'm kind of like Sarah. My days kind of revolve around where he needs to go. So I guess that's about it.
Thank you, guys. Okay. Okay, I wanted to talk about your Creighton email. Students, how many of you are on your Creighton email already? I want to see every student's hand raised. If you're not, let us know and we will help you do that today. The reason it's so important, you will be getting communication throughout the summer that you need to read. That it's going to be regarding classes, compliance, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So always be looking at your Creighton email. I know for your generation, email is a hard thing. It's because I have children. They're a little bit older than you all. They're all pretty much grown now. But I know email is not something that with your age do. But for the next 4 years, please be checking your Creighton email. Okay? Next is compliance. So you received last week an email from me, and I think parents might have received it too. I'm not 100% sure on that. Talking about our admitted student website, and on that website, we're going to go to that website in a few minutes, but it'll talk about compliance. So these are the 4 main categories of things that need to be done this summer before you come. So it's providing copies of your immunizations, and all your immunizations that you need are listed on our website. A physical exam, the form that you need to sign is on our website too. A background check, which you will order and have completed, and a drug screen. You'll also have a drug screen at the beginning of your junior year before you do clinicals. So it's one of 2 drug screens that you'll have done. We do this, and some of you, how many of you already started looking at this? This is probably a lot of moms and dads out there that have started doing this, that started looking at this and kind of know. So Castle Branch, and you might already know this, it's a third-party vendor that we use in the College of Nursing to track or to collect and track all of our compliance requirements. So you'll upload things, when I talk about uploading your immunizations and your physical exam form, those are going to be done through Castle Branch. Is anybody running into any problems so far with Castle Branch? Has anybody started that whole thing yet? Good, so it's been started. This is our 2nd year with Castle Branch. There were a few bumps last year that I think we have all worked out. But if not, let me know and I'll make sure that you have copies of my cards. And we'll continue to work with them. For your drug screen, you enter your zip code and it's going to tell you where the closest lab is. They've guaranteed there's ones within, I can't remember what the 20-mile radius I think it is, which I know it's not convenient to go 20 miles, and those are more for people who live in rural areas. If for some reason there isn't a lab for you to do a drug screen that's in reasonable distance from your home, let me know, and we'll do it when you come in August here in Omaha. We'll get it done here in Omaha. There's 2 labs here in Omaha that we can use. Questions on any of that? Background check is just, you order it, you put in the information, and you order it through them. We get the results of that. And this population, there's rarely anything on the background checks because of your age. Now, for other populations, sometimes there are a few things on there, but for you guys, you're generally good. Any questions about compliance?
On the Castle Branch site, you can ask for a student ID number. Are they looking for that net ID or theirs?
No, that's interesting, I haven't heard that before. They're asking for a student ID. Has anybody else come across that? Yes, what did you, just put in your debt ID? Thank you, I didn't know they even required that, so I don't know how they would even know what it is, but it just must be some way. Well, it could be for our tracking purposes too, I shouldn't say that. We have a compliance coordinator in the College of Nursing who works with all of this, so she knows the ins and outs of it, but, so just use your Creighton ID. Anything else? I always give a little talk about the drug screen. I know there's many states, not many, but there's several states across the nation where it's illegal to smoke marijuana, but it's not in Nebraska, and it never will be okay as a nurse, no matter what state you live in. So no matter what your personal or political or whatever views of that are, it's never will be okay that you do that as a professional nurse. So you'll be drug screened twice now and before you start your junior year. Any questions on that? It's pretty cut and dry. Okay?
I think, as everyone says, that as Amy's, Dr. Casamano said, just that compliance is something that we do throughout our world as nurses, and I really encourage you to get everything done before you start in August. And I think all of us would agree with that. You just get busy when you get here. You're going to be involved in activities and academics, and so getting this done, starting the process now. I can't just reiterate. I know the students that did that were a lot more happy when it came around to registration and everything. So, because there will be holds on your account, and you won't be able to register if this isn't completed. So, not to be threatening, but just reality.
We put a deadline of August 1st is when we would like all of this to be taken care of. No. So FERPA is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, and what that means is unless your student gives you permission or gives us permission to talk with you, we can't really talk with you regarding specifics. We could talk with you about our curriculum and academic policies and that type of thing, but we couldn't talk with you individually about your student unless they give you permission. And I know you're thinking, well, I'm paying for this, and they're only 18 years old, but that's still part of FERPA. So students, you can give permission for your parents to, and there's 3 different categories, behavioral, academic, and financial, in the NEST. So when I say the NEST, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Stands for nearly every student transaction, but it's also a bird thing. Everything here is about blue jays and birds, but you've probably been in there several times already as applicants. We're going to get into the NEST in a little bit to look at schedule of courses. But students, I know my daughter is going to be a junior in the College of Nursing, and when she was here, I opened it up and I said, okay, click here, here, and here. And she did. But have a conversation with them, because I can't speak, or your advisors can't speak to your parents unless you give us permission. Any questions about that? Okay, you've heard a lot about, they've mentioned RSP. RSP, Ratio Studiorum Program, is actually a 1-credit course that you'll be taking this fall. We've already registered you for that. Have you guys seen that? We've registered you for RSP, we've registered you for anatomy, because there's only one section of anatomy and only one section, our sections, for you to be in for RSP. There's a required reading, so we have a book that all of us, there's 2 books actually that we've chosen, both by Father Gregory Boyle, that we would like for you to pick up and read this summer. Both of them are excellent books. Some of you might have already read Tattoos on the Heart when you were in high school. You may have read that already. Everybody in this group. So, but it's excellent for nursing. He's a Jesuit priest in California who works with gang members. So it's an excellent tie with the mission of Creighton and with nursing. So when you're meeting with your advisors this afternoon, we'll tell you which book we would like for you to pick up and read. Okay, just a heads up about that. We also have 2 discussions, class discussions this fall regarding the book. So it's better to get it now and read it when you have time, as opposed to when you're trying to read sociology and chemistry and anatomy and all that. And it's a quick read. It's a fun, quick read. Okay, I wanted to really quickly go through This is, when we talk about Magis Common Core, Magis means more. It's a Latin term that means more. And it's our core courses. Moms and dads, when you were in college, you took like gen eds or core courses. These are courses that everybody at Creighton has to take. So these are a list of those. These are freshman level courses. So when we work this afternoon with the students, we're going to be plotting out when they're going to take these. Some of them might be first semester, some of them might be second semester. We have plans of study on our website that maybe some of you have already found that you can pull up. Those are samples. Not everyone is going to look the same. But these are some of the courses that are going to be during the freshman year. And these are, some are going to be in freshman year, some of them are going to be in sophomore year. Some of them are categories. Understanding social science, understanding natural sciences, there's no courses called that. There's courses that you'll take. Social science for us is a psychology or sociology course. Natural science is our chemistry, our anatomy, and physiology courses, okay? Global perspectives is history, is actually a history course. Lit, ethics, and another biblical tradition or theology course. So that's just FYI. So here's how it kind of looks as a freshman, and this is a sample. Again, not everybody's is going to look like this, but depending if you're coming in with any AP or dual credit or any college credit, this is how many credits you're going to end up taking in both semesters. So it's heavy right from the get-go. You were admitted because we know you can be successful in this, so don't be intimidated by this. Some of you have chosen to take some summer courses or a course or two this summer. That's fine also. That helps lighten your load. It's not necessary by any means, but it is an option. If you are interested in that, talk to your advisor this afternoon about it. We've already talked to several students ahead of time too who might be interested in that. I'm not going to go through this course by course, but any questions as you look at that?
I just have one as a parent. Those, now she's taken a lot of dual credit in AP, and we've ordered them from the university to be sent here. Will that be available? Should that be available to you and, like the ones that are in AP biology and the lit and so forth?
So we might not have those results yet, depending if anybody took the AP exams at the end of their school year before they graduated, we don't have those results until July. So
Well, it
those,
was treated as dual credit.
but dual credit, if you have the transcript sent,
Yeah.
then make sure and talk to your advisor about that, so we'll take that into account.
Thank you.
Just so you know, I just looked at your file, Linda, and I have received several transfers. I don't know if I received them all, but that's great stuff.
So make sure you talk to your advisor if you have AP or dual credit at all. That might change the plan of study a little bit. Okay, and not that this pertains to us right away, but here's sophomore year is where you're going to finish up those core courses. We want you to have them all done because junior and senior year, you're in clinicals. So you'll be in class 2 to 3 days a week, depending on the semester. Class 2 to 3 days a week and clinical 2 to 3 days a week. So you might want core courses done at the end of the sophomore year because you won't have the time to fit those in, or your schedule won't allow that to fit those in. All right, that's sophomore year. And then because I know many of you might be interested in studying abroad, this is just sophomore year. Our semester abroad in nursing is first semester sophomore year. So if you're interested in that, this is kind of, look, this is while you're abroad, this is what you're taking, and then when you come back in the spring. And you don't have to know if you're interested in studying abroad right now either. I'm sure many of you have no idea if you are, and that's okay. During the fall, we have study abroad fairs, and there's drop-in hours at the local engagement office. You can talk to us as your advisor about that. So you don't have to know that at this time. Okay, so what I wanted to do, I wanted to show our College of Nursing website. So you can see that. Bear with me, please. So this, when I keep talking about our admitted student website or our College of Nursing website, this is what I'm talking about. It's the same as the link in the letter that went out last week. We want you to go here through the pretty soon to get going on different requirements. This talks about all the compliance requirements. when I talked about different plans of study, here's those different plans of study I was talking about. Different resources with planning your schedule. And just different things that I won't go through. Okay, everybody's aware of that, everybody will go there sometime this summer. Okay, very good. Okay, we've talked a little bit about AP, IB, or dual credit, anything with college credit. We've talked about study abroad. We're now going to get into the course planning and registration. You will get your registration times when you meet with your advisor this afternoon. They're going to be tomorrow. They're going to be on the 4th floor of this building. And it's going to be anywhere between, I think, 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock are the last times, every half hour. They're randomly assigned times. So don't worry about that. We will make sure that you have the 17 credits or 14, however many you need. That's a guarantee that we will provide to you throughout the 4 years. We guarantee if the students do their part and study and pass classes, we guarantee that you will pass it or graduate in 4 years. Okay, I'm gonna go. Go ahead, Sue.
Can you want to mention about summer school ones in particular? Summer school.
Summer school was immatriculate.
Transit site.
Yes, okay, I was gonna pull up another screen.
Oh, okay.
So, once you start in the fall, you can choose to take courses off campus. However, there's a limit to 3 courses or 9 credits of that. And it has to be courses that are not offered through Creighton in the summer. For example, if you want to take an intro to psychology next summer, we offer an intro to psychology online. We have recently started many summer courses that are online. So you can be home taking these courses. If we offer it, it needs to be taken here. If it's a course that we don't offer in the summer, you want to take that at another university, you can. It has to be approved, but from there, we want to make sure it's an equivalent to the Creighton course. But if it's approved, you can take 3 courses off campus once you start. The courses that, if you choose to take any courses this summer, that does not count into the rule because you're not officially Creighton students yet. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? You might think about that and have some questions. So make sure to ask one of us if you do. Yes?
So if they were to do the study abroad, the microbiology in the summer, do they offer that on campus or can you take that off campus?
Yeah, we started this summer offering it online, microbiology.
Okay, so that's what you would want them to
Yeah,
do.
that's what we would want. We're happy about that because we make sure that it's a microbiology that's an equivalent to what we teach. So it will be offered next summer. Okay. I want to go in and show you students after this session, and Anna will know for sure. We're done here at 11:45. And what do they do after that?
Yeah, so after that, that's actually one of my announcements is there's a rotational lunch and then another presentation. So I guess I can just give the announcement now, but there is a rotating session between lunch and a presentation called We Triple Dog Dare You. And that kind of has to do with, it deals along with like daring greatly, but with your mind and connecting that with your academic success and connecting that with like spirituality. And so based on your name tag, if you have a 1, I believe it's on the student name tag, if there is a 1 on the name tag, that means that you will be eating lunch first in the Harper Dining Hall. And if you have a 2, you will be going to the presentation first and then eating lunch. So, yes.
Thank you very much. After you meet with your advisor at the time that's on the orange piece of paper in your packet, you will have time to work on your schedule, to look up classes, to make a schedule, so you'll be ready tomorrow for registration. We encourage you to have kind of a plan A and a plan B, or some backup courses if they happen to be closed, that you'll have some backup courses that you still need, but have a plan A and a plan B. So in order to look up courses, I'm going to show you that right now. We're going to help you too this afternoon as you're doing this, but just so you kind of have an idea. So on the Nest, this is the Nest, everyone. Is everyone kind of familiar with this page? So you go in and you just go schedule of courses. This is important. do not choose academic year 2018-19. I'll repeat, do not choose. You would think that you would choose that, but do not. You would go on to fall 2018. That academic year 18-19 are for courses that last the entire year. So make sure you go fall 2018, submit. And then there's certain courses that I'll just do chemistry. So you just put in chemistry. Our chemistry, I do course number 111, and that's all I fill out. I don't go beyond that. You can if you want, but I just go from there, and it will bring up the 3 different sections, the 2 different sections of chemistry. So I have to look into that. There should be 3 different sections of chemistry. So I need to look into that a little bit. Are these both Solsky? So I need to look into that before tomorrow for registration, because there's supposed to be 3 different ones. So you look at that, you can tell that this course meets 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, 12:15 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's in the Chris Hill Science Center, L57, and it's taught by Sharon Solsky. Here's another one, section B, that's TR, Tuesday, Thursday. R is Thursday. It's kind of weird, but it is. R is Thursday. Tuesday, Thursday, 11 to 12:15, also by Professor Solsky. In a different building, Hudson Lee 188. But there's another section that I'm not sure where it is. Yes?
Why is the Tuesday, Thursday class an hour limit?
Everybody asked about that. It's a good point. It's up to the chemistry department and the professors. So they're both 3 credits, but I don't know why they do that. But the chemistry department teaches these for us, and every year people ask that. I'm not really sure why. Yeah, you get the same content in it, but one is a little bit longer seat hours. Yeah. But there's another section, I don't know. It was there, because I looked it up before too, but it's somehow disappeared. It said that, yeah. Okay. So let's go back. But for courses, remember I said some are categories like biblical traditions or global perspectives in history. What's another freshman one? Critical issues. So let's look up those. So I want to make sure to have this one to all. And I'm going to get rid of that number. You're going to use this attribute type box, this at the bottom of the screen right here, and you're going to look for that category name that's on your plan of study. So one of them is critical issues in human inquiry. So I go down and I scroll through here, and there, it's not the full name, it says critical issues kind of, but you'll see that. Click on that, class search. And here's all the different courses that meet the requirement of critical issues in human inquiry. Every one of those you can choose from. Some of you will take critical issues this fall semester, some of you will take it next spring. So you don't have to take critical issues this fall. Yes?
So do you catalog entry power privilege?
Yep, it sure is. So that's a great point. So what they have, power, privilege, and difference, what is that about? So view catalog entry will give you the course description. Right. Also, with critical issues course, you're going to have a corresponding COM or Communications 101 course that goes with it. It's an 8-week online course, so it doesn't go the whole semester, but it's connected with your critical issues course. The important part about this, guys, is when you look at, let's say you want to take power, privilege, and difference. The critical issue, okay, let's call it professional studies. Let's say you want to take global citizenship. The co-requisite COM 101 is right here. And that 5-digit number at the end of that 71509, you want to write that down because that's called a CRN number. Those are the numbers that you want to use to register. So for the critical issues course, this 73138 is the CRN for the course, but the corresponding COM 101 has a different one, and you need to register for both. If you don't, you'll get an error message for that. And by the way, tomorrow for registration, myself and Professor Nilsson are there for it, so we're helping you guys through registration, so you won't be alone doing this. Okay? And then the same thing, if you're looking for a philosophical ideas course, click on that title. All the courses that meet that requirement are listed here. The same thing for everything else that is a category type course. Our chemistry, anatomy, those type of things, you don't have to search that way because there's only one course that fits that description. Okay, this is a lot of information I'm dumping at you. Any questions? Yes.
Once you get that process and you've got everything for that fall semester, and you pick out that schedule, that prospective schedule, some of the scholarships are asking for the schedule and then they'll send the money. Is that what's required, or is it going to be something else that will be required?
Well, I don't know for each scholarship. I can't speak to that, but that will print out a schedule for
That's
you.
a schedule.
So I would think that would work.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
I think that would work. Yes,
The 8-week online course, is that during the school year?
it's during the school year. It's 1 credit, and goes with the critical issues course. On the plan of study, it might show 4 credits, but 3 credits is critical issues and 1 credit is the COM 101.
And usually it's the first 8 weeks, because what really happens in that COM 101 class is they are teaching presentation skills, and so that you'll be required to make a presentation relative to your critical issues content. So that's why it's a hand-in-hand married course, paired class.
Thank you, Sue. What other questions? Even though my back is to you, I'm listening. Anything else?
We also encourage, because all of those that are under the attributes, we're really excited about the Modges Core curriculum that we have here, because it really gives you that liberal arts education that we know as nurses we have to think broad. There's a lot of opportunities for nurses to intervene. So the critical issues, the Modges Core are all under those attributes. The other thing that I encourage students to do is the math credit with the Modges Core is 2 credits. And then the critical issues with the COM 101 is 4 credits. So we like to kind of marry those two. So when you're taking math, it's best to take the critical issues in human inquiry and also the COM 101, because then that totals 6 credits. So then you could kind of flip-flop if you don't take it this first in the fall and you take it this spring, then you'd be able to transfer over 2-3 credits of a program of study, if that makes sense. So I think that's helpful information for me. That helps kind of balance out the semester.
We just wanted to show real quick, tomorrow when you register, hang on, drop it. What do I click here? Thank you. And I have a fake pin, so hang on. So when you register tomorrow, you're going to put the 5-digit numbers with each of your courses across that bottom, and that's where you'll enter those. After you have them all in, you'll hear register and submit, and then you'll get a pop-up. Maybe one is closed, maybe you didn't enter the co-requisite, the COM 101 with critical issues. You'll get messages that will tell you. And then when you have your schedule, it will all be printed up there too at the top.